The Tahtahme's diary. Tahtahme, she got 600 views. 600 views, December 22nd, 2020. Tahtahme's diary. She's on the Jimmy Dore AOC.
Beloved, welcome to my
Force
diary.
the vote.
I'm Tahtahme, and today I would love to just try and spit out some of my thoughts on this whole Jimmy Dore asking AOC to pressure Nancy Pelosi by withholding the progressive Democrat vote so that Pelosi won't feel pressured to bring Medicare for all to a vote and try and see if it will pass, which...
Yeah, so this AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Yana Presley, Rokana, Pramila Jayapal. It's going to be Pramila-Care that we're asking for, H.R. 1384, Pramila-Care. And if we don't, we kick out Nancy Pelosi, who's going to be the new speaker? Hakeem Jeffries. But these are the progressives. We got about a handful. There's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 progressives, okay? Pramila Jayapal, Mark Pocan, Jamal Bowman, Corey Bush, Marie Newman, Mondare Jones, Richie Torres, Barbara Lee, Chewy Garcia, Jamie Raskin, Katie Porter, and Ralph Grijalva. Out of those 17, there's only one white male and one white female. The rest are the people of color. So it seems crazy that the people of color, the few people of color that got elected into Congress, is the hope for America. The few people of color that got elected to Congress are the progressives. Where are the white progressives at in Congress? Where are the white progressives at in Congress? We don't have any white progressives in Congress?
Which there's a good chance it won't pass, but definitely during a pandemic, we should be trying for this. Some are arguing, and some are arguing that since it won't pass, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of that vote, it should be pressured for something else. AOC is mentioning pressuring for things that the other side has already kind of said that they would do anyway, so I'm not quite sure why, $15 minimum wage, I'm pretty sure Biden even said that. I don't know why we'd pressure for that, but that there's this whole thing going down, and everybody's chosen a side. I've chosen a side. I'm with Jimmy. I'm with Jimmy Dore. I'm
with Jimmy Dore, too. So Katie Porter, she's the white female. She's an American law professor, attorney, politician, serving the U.S. representative for California's 45th Congressional District since 2019. Katie Porter, you've been in Congress for an entire year? You haven't pushed for Medicare for all yet? What the hell are you doing, Katie Porter?
Jimmy, I don't care if you stayed up all night trying to think of crazy-ass shit to get more views here on YouTube. If that's the type of ideas you're going to get up with that night, full steam ahead, please. Have brainstorming sessions every night. This is exactly the type of stuff we need.
This is what we need.
Probably the best idea he's ever put forth on the platform. That's just my opinion, though, right? We have people, legitimate progressives in the community, who, at the mere sound of Jimmy Dore's name or voice, they are like feathers ruffled.
They are losing their shit. Feathers ruffled. No, they're losing their shit. Tahtahme's diary is fantastic. I can trust Tahtahme. Tahtahme wants change. Tahtahme is genuine. Tahtahme is, salt of the earth kind of folk. And she wants Medicare for all. She's being genuine and honest, so we can trust Ryan Knight. We can trust Richard Medhurst, and we can trust Tahtahme's diary. We can't trust Sam Cedar, Hassan Abi, or Jink Ugar.
They don't want to even hear it. They don't want to entertain it. And then there is also the kind of take sides part. There's the part where some people, they've earned a little bit more of those nice points. So when they say they want to do something, they'll have people behind them supporting them. Even if the people don't totally agree with them or they think there could be another way, they're going to be supported. This is not unusual. It's not unusual to have this huge of a sweep among the community, right? It's this spectrum of people who believe all sorts of different things, but all ultimately believe in healthcare for all.
I don't think so. I don't think Eric Levitz, Josh Fox, David Sirota, Jink Ugar, Voss, Roland Martin, Salil Habibi, Nomiki Kant's Destiny. I don't think they actually give a shit if we get Medicare for all. Max Kaiser, Stacey Hebert, Cody Johnston, they're fine if we don't get Medicare for all. But Marianne Williamson, Tim Black, Brianna Joy Gray, Cornell West, Nico House, Susan Sarandon, Caitlin Johnstone, Nick Brana, Chris Hedges, Mark of the Beast, Ryan Knight, The Status Quo, Humanist Report, David Dole, Dylan Radigan, Lady from Russia Today, Johnny Tsunami, Fiorella, Isabel, The Convo Couch, Crystal Ball, Aaron Mate, Justin Jackson, Richard Wolf, Kyle Kalinske, Lee Camp, Jesse Ventura, Ron Falcone, Abby Martin, Nina Turner kind of hedged on Force to Vote, which was shocking to me. Graham Elwood, I think Nina Turner will be an ally. Max Blumenthal, the Vanguard, Zach and Gavin. We can trust these people. We can trust all these folks. Everybody sees that Force to Vote is an obvious, common sense, great common sense idea whose time has come. Everybody sees it. There's only a handful of haters. And it's a great unmasking. They're exposing themselves. You ain't going to ask for Medicare for all? Just like Nina Turner did actually make a point. She said, as black people, if we didn't bump up against the system, we wouldn't even be free. Bump up against the system. Black people do more than just bump up against the system. But great point, Nina Turner. We're not asking for a civil war. We're just asking you to bump up against the system. That's all we're asking.
This is not unusual. But you would think it was the end of the earth, the way a lot of these people are speaking. I've seen not just one, I've seen several comments that try to paint TYT, Anna, Emma, I want to say Benjamin, a few others as like secret MAGA conservatives, secret corporatists, people who really never were fighting for the common man in the first.
This is the great unmasking. So these are progressives in name only. Hassan Abi, Jacobins, Ben Burgess, David Packman, Farron Cousins, Anna Kasparian, Emma Vigilant, Sam Cedar, David Sirota, Gene Cougar, Roland Martin, Vosh. Yeah. I can't listen. They don't give a shit if we get Medicare for all. What the fuck they working for? All that talking for all them years, all that broadcasting, and we ain't even trying to get anything done?
Please. And I just think that this type of thinking is just as absurd as it gets. First of all, there's this idea that we all know perfectly best, when we're already arguing that we don't all know perfectly best, right? Jimmy Dore is the perfect example of this. Sometimes he has great ideas. Sometimes he is kind of a detriment. He's kind of always throwing bombs, throwing little fireballs, like one of those characters in a video game. And it just kind of wantonly happens. And sometimes it's like a good one, and it hits where it's supposed to. And sometimes it kind of hurts the home team. And that's a very honest way to describe a lot of what he does. His comment section kind of proves this, because it's this cesspool of diehard progressives, but also it's become like MAGA playground over the last year. There's just this huge duality. So it's not surprising that there are people who just don't want to hear his ideas. Am I with those people? No. I'm like, we need to be focused. We need to focus on the fact that there really isn't a relationship between progressive Democrats and corporate Democrats in the House. There's not a good relationship there. They are shitting on us, constantly shitting on anybody progressive by any means. We just saw it like last week. AOC did all this to help Biden get elected. She even broke Twitch records for a president she doesn't even believe in. And they still didn't even pretend to kind of want to give her a spot on a committee. She was like landslide voted.
Brianna Joy Gray pointed out how Bernie Sanders kissed a whole bunch of ass, told everybody to vote for Hillary, told everybody to vote for Joe. What did Bernie get for kissing ass?
No, out of there, and it was given to somebody else. I think like that should be a real huge sign that indeed we shouldn't be playing nice, because it's never going to be nice. We're always going to be held at arm's length, one step, two steps, as many steps as they can keep us behind. So I don't think that, this idea that we have to keep playing games is reasonable. I also totally disagree with this idea that because they will say no, we shouldn't even ask. We shouldn't even try right now, especially during a time where it's as relevant as ever. We actually have sick people who it's spreading. We all need health care, right? Women's votes, civil rights, slavery, there were a lot of things that were they were trying to push it in, and it was because it just kept getting slapped down that people started taking to the streets. People started passing out pamphlets and making art and talking with each other, hosting meetings, protesting, doing forms of civil disobedience. It was like the year after they rejected the women's rights to vote that it became such a big deal in the streets that they went ahead and did it. It was like a year later. So
women's right to vote in 1915, they had the aesthetic vote, which lost, but 5 years later, they will get, women in 1920 we'll see the women in America get the right to vote. But there was about 2 years of mass mobilization and pushing, but there was an aesthetic vote, 1915. And then 5 years later, women got the right to vote.
So I really disagree with this idea that there's just no reason to ask. But I also really disagree with this idea that because someone doesn't agree with you, because someone doesn't see eye to eye with you on certain facts, because somebody is ride or dying for AOC, which, I mean, like, we've seen a lot of people ride or die for, like, Tulsi. We've seen people ride or die for, like, Bernie. And Bernie's another one. Like, we're seeing this with TYC. Everybody's like, they're a sellout, they're corporate. I've seen that with Bernie, too, and I was like, damn, y'all, like, he would have had to literally croak and die for y'all before you gave him credit for how much time, effort, and parts of his life energy he put into this movement. Like, we're going to just fake that, like, all those amendments.
No, I still like Bernie. Disappointed he's not the president. It's a dream that will never die to get a socialist president. Will America ever get a socialist president? Will we ever have an opportunity to get a socialist? We were so fucking close. We're very fucking close to getting Medicare for all right now. Are we going to blow this moment? We're going to blow this chance? All those faux progressive, all those Pinos, progressives in name only, the fucking Pinos. We can't listen to the Pinos. We can't. Are they the worst people ever? No, they've fought good fights here and there, but right now when we need them, where the fuck are they?
All those years, all those arguments, speeches, filibuster, we're going to pretend like that wasn't anything because towards the end, he was so overwhelmed and surrounded, so under
Check out Tahtahme.
He decided for the safety of himself,
Tahtahme's. Check out Tahtahme's diary.
especially considering what was all going on.